Hello everybody, as you can probably see I'm in a different place. I'm actually on holiday, but I have my trusty travel guitar with me. I've got a little mobile recording set up, so I thought I'd make a video for you. Obviously, as a high-powered guitar influencer on YouTube, it never really stops. I've got to keep grinding out that content, so that's what I'm going to be doing today. And whilst I've been away, I've been listening to a lot of music, I've been playing a lot of music, and I just felt the urge to listen to a bit of acoustic Led Zeppelin. It just seemed to fit my mood and to fit the place that I'm in at the moment. I'm in a little sort of house in rural France. So what I found myself doing was actually relearning this track from 1975's Physical Graffiti LP. I first learned this, I think, as a teenager, but I've not really played it since. So it's been really nice reacquainting myself with this piece. So I'm going to play a bit of it for you now, and then I'll break down how to do it. So this track, named after the small Welsh cottage where Robert Plant and Jimmy Page spent quite a bit of time writing material for Led Zepp 3 and Led Zepp 4, I think. As to how you pronounce this particular song title, there is a video on YouTube which I have consulted.
The name of this song by Led Zeppelin, a Welsh expression meaning breast of the god, Bron-Yr-Aur. Let's break down how you say this. Bron-Yr-Aur in Welsh. Bron-Yr-Aur.
Bron-Yr-Aur. Bron-Yr-Aur. So yeah, it's a really, really beautiful track, and I do really like the acoustic side of Led Zeppelin. I mean, if I'm honest, I probably prefer the acoustic stuff to some of the more kind of bombastic, rocky stuff these days, though obviously that stuff is pretty fantastic as well. And as I said at the start of this video, this track appears on the 1975 record Physical Graffiti, though it was actually recorded several years previously. I think it was in fact an outtake from Led Zeppelin 3. It's certainly got that Led Zepp 3 feeling about it, and quite a few of the tracks on Physical Graffiti were recorded earlier. So this is definitely amongst that batch of songs that Plant and Page wrote in that cottage in rural Wales. Let me break down how this one is played then. We've got a really interesting alternate tuning. I think this one is actually quite challenging to play. It doesn't tend to fall into the usual fingerstyle patterns and cliches, but having said that, if you take it slowly, take it section by section, it's definitely doable. So let's get started. Let's start with this tuning then, and as I said, it is quite an unusual one. It's an open C6 tuning. I'm not aware of any other Led Zepp songs that use this particular tuning, or songs by anybody for that matter. If any of you know of any other uses of this tuning, I'd be interested to find out. But the notes we're dealing with here, we've got C, A, C, you've got a G, you've got a C, and we've got an E. So if you notice, 3 of those notes are unchanged from standard tuning, and the rest of the notes are all just C's. So you're going to want to tune your low E down to a C, you're going to want to take your D string down to a C, and then you're going to want to take your B string up a semitone to C, and that gives you this beautiful open C6 chord. And a lot of the character of the tune, I think, does derive from that tuning. He's not actually doing that much with the fretting hand. It's just some quite simple chord fingering. So as is often the case with open tunings, it sort of does a lot of the work for you. So I'm playing this one finger style, so I'm using a thumb pick here and 3 fingers on my picking hand. I'm assuming that's how Jimmy Page did it, though. Quite interesting. I don't think there's any video footage of Jimmy Page playing pure fingerstyle. He always uses a pick and then fingers, so maybe he's playing that way on this one as well, a pick and 2 or 3 fingers. Maybe he's not using a pick at all, but there's no video evidence to sort of confirm or to deny that in any way. Let me take you through how to play this section by section. Then there are 4 or 5 different sections in this one, but there's quite a lot of repetition, and there are some small variations when these sections are repeated, so I'm not going to get into all of the little nuances of this one. I will tab it out and try and make my tab as accurate as possible to the original recording, but for this lesson today I'm just going to kind of give you the general idea. I think let's begin with the introduction, which goes like this. So quite straightforward. I'm just playing the 3rd fret on the 5th string, and then 3 open strings. So in terms of the string numbers here, it's 5, 4, 3 and 2. I'm just playing that with the thumb, and then fingers 1, 2 and 3. And then my thumb is just moving over to the 6th string, and those open strings are the same, so it's this. And you can hear that he's sometimes sliding into that 3rd fret note. So you've got a couple of options here. You can just slide from 1 or 2 frets below, or sometimes you can hear this kind of idea where you've got the open 5th string and there's kind of a slide from the open string. And then just as a variation on that, we've got this. So just moving my ring finger over onto the top string, just varying the picking pattern here. That's our introduction. Next we've got this bit, which I suppose is the main kind of melody or theme to the piece. So we're starting off with this shape here. So I've got fret 2 on the 5th string and the 4th string, and then fret 2 on the 2nd string as well. And I'm doing this to start with. So I'm picking the 5th string and the 2nd string together, just using the thumb and my ring finger, and then I've got middle finger and index finger on the 3rd and 4th strings, and then I'm using my pinky to play the 3rd fret on the top string, and I'm pulling off to the open string, and as I do that I'm playing the 5th string at the same time as I'm pulling off, and then just going back up through the strings. We've got the 5th, 4th, 3rd, and then an open 2nd string. A little bit difficult to describe this fingerstyle stuff sometimes, but I'll just do it slowly. I hope you'll be able to pick it up from the video. There will be a tab as well if you want to check that out, but it's this. got that open string. Then we're back into the same kind of thing that we had in the introduction. Next we're into this. So all based around this quite simple shape here. So it's fret 5 on the 5th string, 4 on the 3rd string, and 5 on the 2nd string. And it's the same picking pattern as we had on this bit. So we're playing the 5th and 2nd strings, and then the 3rd and 4th. Then we've got an open top string, and then we're just going 5, 4, 3, and open 2nd string. And then back to that. So that's the basic part here. Let me just put that together. Just repeat that. The next section, which is letter B in my tab, goes like this. So very simple fretting hand stuff going on here, just playing the 5th fret on the 6th string. And it's that same pattern where you're picking the outside strings and then coming down. Then I'm moving my ring finger over to the 2nd string. Incidentally, there are probably multiple ways that you could approach this with your picking hand. I'm just saying, I don't no idea how Jimmy Page actually picks this. This kind of makes sense to me, but if it feels more comfortable for you to pick some of this stuff in different ways, then go ahead and do that. And after that, we just got open 5, 4, 3, and then open top string. So. And back to some more of this. And then we just repeat. And then we're back to this again. Next section starts like this. A series of 4 different chords here. We've had a couple of these before. We've just got the 3rd fret on the 5th string, and the picking is the same on all of these chords. So 5, 4, 3 and 2, and then to this shape. It's the same shape we had in the main riff, if you like. And then this. So open 5 and then the 4th fret on 4, 3 and 2, and then we've got I'm just standing up on the tip of my first finger here. It's barred, and I'm standing up. So you've got open, 4, open, and open. And then we're just repeating that. Then we're into this idea. So it's this chord shape, but we just got a little hammer on and pull off from 4 to 5 on the 2nd string. So I think it varies how when he throws that particular bit in. I'm not sure I'm playing this exactly like the recording here, but I think there's a couple of these little hammer-ons and pull-offs. Just going back from the 4th fret to the 5th fret. Then we're into this part here. So we've basically got this shape going to this shape. So you're going to want the 5th fret on strings 2, 3, 4, and that's just moving up 2 frets. And you've got some choices here. I've got a feeling Jimmy Page is probably using his thumb over the top at the 5th fret and the 7th fret. So he's kind of sliding. Got that kind of idea. There's just an open 2nd string back to this. But it is a little bit awkward doing that thumb over the top thing. You might like to use this kind of fingering. This in standard tuning, this is kind of a jazzy minor 7th chord grip, so this is quite a comfortable one for me. So I might sometimes do this, which is 2nd finger and barring my 3rd finger. But that makes it difficult coming from this bit because you're on your 1st finger. So you might have to play around with exactly how you approach this bit. But, I just find that sliding with the thumb on the 6th string a little bit awkward there, but you can, as I say, switch to that fingering if it makes it a bit easier. And then we're back to this, and that just repeats. And after that, the whole thing just repeats again with some slight variations. I'm not going to go into all of those variations right now. If you do want to play it exactly like the record, then listen very closely to the original recording and also check out my tab. But effectively, it's just a straight repeat of all of these sections. So it starts with this, and then this. That repeats. We've got this section again. We've got some more of those ascending chords. I think the 2nd time he's throwing in some more of these little flutters, this hammer on and pull off idea. But everything else is pretty much the same. And then we get to the end of that section, and it goes back to this bit here, so that the bar at the 4th fret, and then we're just into this beautiful little ending section. Really do love this part of the tune. It's all again just based on a simple shape. So we've got fret 7 on string 5 and fret 5 on string 4. Does that make sense? I hope it does. But it's that shape. So we've got and just rolling through that shape. So thumb and 3 fingers. Then we're just moving that shape over. So, and moving it over again. We're just changing the note on the 4th string, so it's going from an open to the 7th fret before ending on this C chord. So I'm just fretting that note at the 3rd fret on the 5th string. So that's it, really beautiful tune. There are some quite challenging parts in there, but you don't need to play it as fast as the original recording. I think this actually works quite well at slightly slower tempo. And once you've got those parts under your fingers, it does flow really nicely. It does feel very kind of natural under the fingers. So certainly give this one a go, even if you initially think that it might be a bit tricky for you. As far as the gear that I'm using today, as I say, I've got my travel guitar with me. This is a Baby Taylor, a BT2, and I do really love these guitars. They're super fun to play. I've actually owned one of these previously. This is the 2nd one that I've bought, and they're very comfortable. I think they sound pretty good. Obviously they're never going to sound as full as a bigger bodied guitar, but they're very comfortable to play, and it seems to be recording pretty well. I'll see when I sort of mix the audio to this video, but it sounds pretty acceptable to me, and it's obviously a super convenient guitar to take with you on your travels. So that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed watching. I certainly enjoyed making this video. If you would like tab, as I said, I'm going to write this one out note for note. I'm going to try and include all of those little variations and nuances which I perhaps skimmed over in this video. So check that out. It'll be up on my Patreon page. You can pay what you like, get access to that and all my other tabs. I'm going to be back in London in a few days, so next week I'll be back in my normal studio. But I hope you enjoyed this sort of on location video. I might try and do a few more of these in the future. Thanks very much for watching. See you next time.